Hello, and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. You are watching Daily Dive. I'm your host, Michael Carvelis in Guyton, Georgia. It is Monday, February the 24th, 2025. We are live on 12 on Sports via YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV. Subscribe to the 12 on Sports YouTube channel for other great shows and live sports. On today's awesome show, game recaps. I'm going to react to the 7-game slate from Week 13. They love me not, or they love me. We all know. I'm going to react to Nick Rose trade rumors and break down why or why not they may be justified, or may not. And of course, 3 stars of the weekend. The best winning performances from Week 13. Without further ado, we want to let you know this show is presented by tickets.12ouncesports.com. That's tickets.numbers12lettersozsports.com. Get your National Lacrosse League tickets for less by going to that website. The website includes every sport, not just the NLL, including the PLL, and all your favorite artists' concerts, not to mention Broadway and theater. Tickets.12ouncesports.com. What's up, Kai the goalie? All right, let's now get into game recaps. And by the way, Kai the goalie probably wants me to apologize, but I'll do that in a few here. Let's start off with, of course, we're going to go in chronological order once again with the games that happened. The Halifax Thunderbirds took on the Ottawa Black Bears, and this game was kind of close for a little bit, but Halifax pulled away in the end to win by a score of 14-9 in front of 5,442 people in Ottawa, which is, again, a really nice turnout for them, considering where they came from in Long Island. Jeff T had a hat trick all in the second half, but Randy Stotts and Ryan Tarafinko, combined with Jake Withers, controlled this game. Warren Hill had another good outing. I believe this is like 3 weeks in a row or 4 weeks in a row he's done this now. I was wondering in this game if Ottawa was going to come back down to earth offensively, and I'm not saying I can't give credit to Halifax's defense, but let's be real, folks. Ottawa's offense has been crippled all season. I think if there's a time to fire an offensive coach or to change something, the time is now. Because currently you sit at 7th in the standings at 5-5. That could crumble very quickly, man. The offense is not good, okay? We saw our little T translator with Riley O'Connor. Listen, that worked for one game. And now it didn't. So, come on, Ottawa. Step it up, but Halifax gets another great win. Ryan Tarafinko, I'm right up there with Mackie Jenner. As it stands right now, he might be Transition Player of the Year, very close. MJG79 mentioned the hidden ball trick, which made its rounds on social media. That was nice, too. Hidden ball tricks, I'm so confused like whether or not I like them or not. Because especially when the camera angle like doesn't even focus on the person with the ball, it's like, I don't know, man. And plus, in this game, there was also a weird camera angle, which I like the drone footage, especially if you're showing the fans in like a couple of plays. But zooming out the entire first half was really frustrating to me since Patrick Guar was watching the stream. It's not his fault. I just thought it was very interesting, the drone footage. They decide when to use that. Thought it was weird. All right, regardless of that, next game, the Las Vegas Desert Dogs went in and pantsed Dylan Ward. To be fair, Dylan Ward only allowed like 10 goals through like 3 quarters. Like, it wasn't a terrible performance by him, but it was still frustrating in front of 10,079 people. And I agree, MJG79, the drone was painful. It's not even that I just couldn't track the play. It's like it was too far out for me to see what was going on. Like, come on. But Las Vegas, great win for them. Jonathan Donville, 2 goals, 6 assists. I believe like 4 of them were primary assists. Adam Patra had a 3 quick goal run in the second quarter. Landon Kells only had to make 39 saves to get the 14-7 win. And I love how Landon Kells acted like his team was just some. I'm not. This is not a knock on Landon Kells, but he went on and on about the resilience of the Desert Dogs. Folks, they're 3-8. Okay, can we? This was a bad loss for Colorado. They didn't show up to play offensively, and they cost some people some money. But it's like Las Vegas went in and got a game they shouldn't have. I think Las Vegas has played better, but how many times will Las Vegas do this trick where they start so stinking terribly and just end up like, oh, we got 5 wins. Like, dude, that's not good enough anymore. You got to start winning. And they thought Donville was the answer. Maybe he will be long term, but right now, good win for Sean Williams because that was getting sketchy over there. But yeah, Colorado should not have lost this game. Yeah. All right, Saskatchewan Rush. Very tough game against Vancouver, but as Cody Jansen, as John Fraser have both said on the show, they don't expect Papa Skiggs, as Del Bianco likes to call him. They don't expect Frank Scigliano to make a bunch of saves. Just make the saves that matter and make enough saves. And while Clark Walter had 2 goals, 4 assists, the Rush got a 10-7 victory. Keegan Ball hit a penalty shot. That was cool. And Ryan Dukes, I feel so sorry for Ryan Dukes. This stat line is really impressive, and it meant nothing because they lost. 3 blocks, 11 loose balls, and 3 caused turnovers. And if I'm not mistaken, Ryan Dukes was like a member of the Rush like a couple years ago. So big game for him meant nothing because the Warriors still lost. Again, 10-7. If your offense scores 7 goals, you can't win games. Vancouver's got the same issue that that Ottawa has offensively. Like when you have Keegan Ball, Adam Charlton-Beatties, who's got a bunch of turnovers and not a lot of points like Jeff Teat. Like Adam Charlton-Beatties is doing his Jeff Teat impression. When you have Kevin Crowley, your offense should not score 7 goals. I know the Rush are good defensively, but this is now a pattern of the Warriors season. It's I know Molosky doesn't like it, so why should we? Next up, in my opinion, I know we hyped up Seals Bandits, and that was a very good game, but what a finish and what a thriller in Mississauga/Toronto in front of 9,551 people in Vancouver, by the way. But in Toronto in front of 5,184 folks. What a game. What a game. The Toronto Rock, I don't know how the Georgia Swarm let that game slip away in regulation. Like, watching their offense try to take a bunch of stupid shots, like, early in the shot clock with, like, 3 minutes left. Like, you have, like, a 3-goal lead. Like, what are we doing? So, yeah, Corey Small got to his 5 goals. But how about Lyle to Miles Thompson for a game winner? Absolutely electric stuff. Tom Schreiber had no goals despite taking 16 shots. Credit to Swarm defense. And credit to Brent Dobson, who made a double nickel of saves with 55 of them puppies. My goodness. Just saving cats from trees, man. Taking old ladies out of burning buildings, man. Brent Dobson was saving everybody. He was saving Superman. I mean, this guy was incredible. Enough analogies there, but 84.6 save percentage. And he had a caused turnover. You can't beat it. And yes, he will make one of our 3 stars of the weekend, if not the first star. We'll be patient, though. But wow, what a great game for Brett Dobson. Nick Rose did all he could, but we'll talk about him in the next segment. But wow. Rock, they couldn't have lost this game. Their offense once again stalled out. But Georgia, shout out to them, man. I don't know what to think of Georgia. They're 6-4, but it's like those 4 losses are like, come on, man. And like their 6 wins are like, holy crap, they're good. So I don't know. I think Ottawa swept them. So shout out to the Swarm for a big win on the road, but come on. Next up, the Albany Firewolves. Boy, Doug Jameson, it took him 13 weeks, but he woke back up. 46 saves on like, was it like 53 shots that is, or 52 shots, like 88.4 save percentage. He will also make a 3-star of the weekend for this brand known as Daily Dive. The Dyson Williams and Brendan O'Neill duel happened, and Dyson Williams 1 goal, 3 assists, 1 loose ball on 13 shots. Brendan O'Neill 1 goal, 1 loose ball, and 8 shots. I told you guys before, Dyson Williams is allowed to be a lot more high volume when it comes to shooting. So Brendan O'Neill does not get the opportunities, but they both had decent games, not anything spectacular. Deacon Knott, by the way, goalie controversy in Philadelphia. How about 19 saves on 20 shots on goal in relief of Nick Demuth? That's good for, I believe, a 95% save percentage. No one's talking about it. I remember watching Deacon Knott years ago. I believe it was the Minto Cup. Dude, that's a young, amazing goaltender that if Nick Demuth... I mean, listen, you're asking Deacon Knott to be Zach Higgins at this point. Regardless, a big win for the Firewolves. Maybe too little, too late. Great mascot mashup, by the way, in the halftime once again. But come on, man. What do you expect? Albany got a win. Now it's too late. Like, good for them. The final 2 games, one of them was an absolute shocker. Thomas McConvey, 5 goals. Connor Fields, 2 goals, 7 assists, and like 5 primary assists. Rylan Hartley did a really good job with 42 saves. 4 blocked shots for Ian Lord, who loves taking stuff to the chin. I don't know why, but he embraces the pain in his physical areas. It's unbelievable what he does. He might be still leading the league in blocked shots. I'm pretty sure he is. Wow. And Calgary just didn't show up. I listened to the Mike Sanderson, I believe his name is. No, I think it's Josh. Josh Sanderson's postgame. He was basically calling his defense soft, and more power to him. Goa Abrams in relief of Cam McLeod wasn't great. And Calgary, God almighty. Going to be a bad week on the podcast for morning shoot-arounds. That's all I know. Tyler Pace had like 1 assist. And then, of course, we're going to talk about some more rumors in the next segment. It's going to make it even more impressive of a podcast. Listen, if you have not watched Morning Shoot-Around with Tyler Pace, Christian Del Bianco, and Tino Farah, it is electric. It is funny. It is entertaining. I might be my favorite podcast. Not even, like Daily Dive, Pat and Teddy. There are some good podcasts. I think there's my Morning Shoot-Around is probably the best. I'm sorry. They're so good. Regardless of that, Rochester gets a big win. And Rochester, they're sneaky. They keep every year. And now I believe with 5 games left for them already, they're 5-7. Like, why can they do this on some nights and not other nights? I don't get it. But Rylan Hartley, maybe Rochester's not going to be so sneaky if he can stay healthy. I don't know. And then, of course, the Buffalo Bandits scared the crap out of the San Diego Seals in their home building. I don't know how you managed to have 45 shots off the goal in one game, but that's what San Diego accomplished. It was a brutal loss in front of 6,280 people, by the way, which is really good for them. But it was a brutal loss that in a 1-goal loss, Zach Currier had to go play new father duty, do his best Papa Skiggs impression. Man, I wonder if Zach Currier plays this game, do the Seals sweep the Bandits? Does it at least go to overtime again? I don't know. It seems like the Bandits were hell-bent on getting another win or getting revenge. I thought Matt Vince and Chris O'Leary did really well considering what they were up against, but man, oh man, oh man. It was tough not to have Zach Curry in this game. Paul Dawson had 5 ouchies. That's what I like to call block shots. Sam Priolo had a goal and assist, 2 blocks, 1 call turnover, 10 loose balls. Just video game type numbers. He almost made a 3 stars of the weekend, but did not make the cut. Sorry to Captain C. Priolo. Don't hurt me. I know he was trying to hurt somebody else. Like, I don't know which player it was, but like he was like cross-checking. Like Jake Elliott was doing a counter of like 10 cross-checks trying to get, I think, Danny Logan or somebody to fight. That was wild. But no, Bandits got a big win. Matt Vince was locked down late. And the Bandits were able to run out the clock. I think that the Seals offense went mute in like the last 30 seconds. It's whatever. Good game, though. Very good game. And that's the weekend for you. Listen, when we come, that took a while. That was way too long. Anyways, we come back to this awesome show. Let's talk about Nick Rose, who's currently doing this with a flower. The Rock want to trade me. They don't want to trade me. They want to trade me. They don't. We'll talk about that next. Don't go anywhere. I know you won't.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back. Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're tuning in to Daily Dive. Welcome back. We want to let you know that this show has got an audio-only podcast version of it. Go to Spotify and search Daily Dive. It is not available on Apple Podcasts. Not that there's a high demand for that, but just so you guys know, you're like, where the heck is this thing? Well, it's not there. It's only on Spotify. I don't have a Mac, so I'm not going to go through hell to try to get that a thing. You can just watch on YouTube and just put it down while you're driving. I don't know. Spotify Daily Dive, you get it. Alrighty, so this is, I want to first say that Kai the goalie, I will admit, I did pick the Rock. They did lose. Swarm got a big win. He's also biased. Okay, we got to do this now. Listen, Daily Dive is okay. Daily Dive, I've always wanted people to understand this. This is not me hating. This is not me trying to get clicks. I'm simply trying to talk conversations that don't like to be talked about other places for whatever reason, whether it be contractual, whether it be just scared to make people mad, okay? I swear Nick Rose used to follow me on Twitter. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't want to call that out. But here's my thing. I have had Nick Rose on this show. He was awesome. I have had many Toronto Rock players on this show, including Elijah Gash this year and Latrell Harris. They have been awesome. I think the Toronto Rock are a great organization. Jamie Dowick, the owner, is electric. And there have been rumors circulating for a few weeks that the Toronto Rock possibly would consider becoming sellers at the deadline, at the trade deadline, if they didn't keep up the winning. If they couldn't bounce back, regardless of injuries, there was a possibility Jamie Dowick is just tired of it. Well, it seems like that time might be now. There's been a few rumors circulating on the social media space out there that Nick Rose might be one of the ones to go. And listen, great run for Nick Rose. There's also speculation that if Nick Rose were to be traded, it would probably be for kind of cheap because then Jimmy Dowick would just sign him again in a season or two and let him finish out his career, because obviously the Toronto Rock are great and they like to house their players, etc. But Toronto Rock have got to get something, man. They're 3-8. They've been healthy for a few weeks now. They blew another lead to the Bandits. So it's not like you're going to beat them when the playoff time comes. You can't. I know the injury bug was a major issue this year, but if I'm the Rock, I feel justified in trading somebody. Maybe Nick Rose isn't the guy fans want to trade, okay? Suck it up, all right? Nick Rose is still considered valuable. Isn't he like the reigning goalie of the year? But I think it's weird that Brad Crean, who was the other guy that led the league in blocked shots last year, like, I thought they were kind of snubbed, considering Nick Rose got most of the credit for what they were doing. It's like Matt Vince, like, he doesn't win goaltender of the year for Paul Dawson and other players being great in front of him. I just feel like, and yeah, MJG79 said, isn't he also the GM of TRAC? Yes, he is. I think, as far as I know. But, like, my thing is, you can't just stay put. It just feels like teams they're okay with just being okay. And in other sports, that doesn't work. If you're, like, look at the Philadelphia Wings fans. They are, like, so much less than what they used to be historically. Look at the Rush fans. I know that building is hard to get to. Listen, man, if the Rush had been good for the last 5 years instead of the last year, they might have more fans in the stands. And I don't think it's fair that teams have to be winning to get butts in seats. I feel like if you like lacrosse, you like lacrosse. I feel like NBA teams don't have a problem with that. But it's like, in an era that we can't afford to lose money or lose more money, you got to make moves that are uncomfortable. You have to. Owen Holiday says teams are way too low to players because of geographical location of money. I agree with that. That's what I'm getting at here. They, like, Nick Rose lives around the Toronto Rock. They help him out. Like, dude, that's all fine and dandy. But Owen is correct. The league is sometimes teams are too loyal, and I know that they don't have the luxury of money that other teams have. But sometimes you also got to invest a little bit more. Sometimes you have to buy Joe Tsai and pay these guys way too much money. Because if you want to win and you want to show fans you're trying to win, that's what you have to do. So again, we don't know if Nick Rose is the actual piece that might be traded, but he might be one of the sexy pieces you can get. And let's talk about two teams that I think should at least consider it. Can you imagine if Calgary, while they're holding Christian Del Bianco hostage, can you imagine if they actually get Nick Rose before they trade Del Bianco? That'd be insane. Because obviously, I don't think first of all, Del Bianco would not go to Toronto, I'm sure. Like, why would you go farther east and not west? But it is interesting to think about them potentially being, like, Go Abrams is not the answer. They don't believe in Bowen, even though he had a really awesome percentage in relief. Cam McLeod had another dud of the game. And we're back to square one. And they have a really smoking good offense and good defense in transition. So it's like, it's interesting seeing that. Could teams rent Nick Rose for a year or two? But here's another thing, though. And I also think Halifax is another one. If teams were not so hell-bent, like if Halifax wasn't so hell-bent on Warren Hill being good in some summer leagues, they might have gotten rid of him already. I thought Drew Rogerson has done really well in relief, and the Thunderbirds are hell-bent on Warren Hill. Listen, more power to him. But Nick Rose and Halifax might work. But then it gets to my bigger point here. Is it enough to beat Buffalo? Like, if you have this idea that Nick Rose will be re-signed back to Toronto anyways, then why would you not? You can't beat Buffalo if you have Nick Rose anyways. What's the point? Like, I think Nick Rose is in the best position he could be in as a goalie. If you're not in Buffalo, Toronto's the next place you want to be. They are so good defensively. Like, he's in the spot where you can win a championship. And I don't think they believe he can do it. Because if they did believe that, these rumors don't even try to come out. There is no such thing as a rumor about Nick Rose being traded if the Toronto Rock are truly believing that he's a champion. Do they believe that? I don't know. I like Nick Rose, but when fans tell me he's letting in outside shots and I watch the games, like, yeah, that was kind of weird. Like Miles Thompson, listen, great shot by Miles Thompson, but it can also be true that you should have seen that. You should have at least been prepared for something. Like, it was like 5 or 6 minutes into overtime. He should have been prepared for that shot. At least have some kind of something for it. So, again, I feel like Toronto's a great place to be. I don't know. Does the team want to give up a rental? I don't know. How much are you going to give? How is The Rock going to get back? And then will fans boycott the arena because they're not aware that Nick Rose is going to come back anyways? Come on. It's really a wild situation, but we're coming to this point. This is kind of like the Buffalo Bandits effect. It's like you couldn't get past them. You blew a 5-0 first quarter lead, and now you're thinking about trading your star goalie. It's what it is. It's the Buffalo Bandits effect. Owen Holiday says there's a few talented guys coming, but I would argue the top end talent will be better, but overall league talent lower, although a faster game. Finn, Thompson, Spallini in a couple drafts. Yeah, I mean, if you can get picks, yeah. I don't know, guys. I'm reading a lot of comments, by the way, which is awesome, because I like having too much comments to read, by the way. Maybe I'll address some of those. I'll look at them during the break as well. But no, tell me your thoughts in the comments, man. We're all here for it, all right? All I know is that Nick Rose has not been the answer in Toronto. I'm sorry. All right? He's shown time and time again Buffalo has his number for whatever reason. And Calgary should be on the phones. Halifax should be on the phone. Name your team. But we got to stop being loyal, man. If you want to grow, this is your time. But yeah, I guess they love me for now. Maybe the other pedal falls off. I don't know. We come back. Let's finalize this show today with 3 stars of the weekend. Don't go anywhere. I know you won't.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
You need tickets to that next event? We've got them. That's right, tickets.12ozsports.com. Get you to any sporting event, concert, theater event that you can think of. And the promo code 12OZ or ROME get you an additional discount. Don't feed the massive ticket corporate machine. Go to tickets.12ozsports.com and enjoy the show. America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Reminder that when this show ends and you're getting your tickets to the next game, buy your tickets for less at tickets.12onsports.com. Tickets.numbers 1 2 letters ozsports.com. You will not regret seeing National Lacrosse League live. Knowing, man, these tickets were really cheap. Let me go get a jersey from the merch store. I'm still angry that like you can't get like jerseys from like. Well, there's a lot of auctions out there. Like shout out to the Toronto Rock, actually, ironically, for selling a bunch of their special jerseys online. You can literally buy them, and that's awesome. Not at Fanatics, by the way. Cash store, please show up soon. I'm begging you. Alrighty. It's now time to get to our 3 stars of the weekend. This is crazy. We're now at week 13, and we have 2 more first-time winners this season and a 2-time winner once again. Let's do it. Our 3rd star, meaning our least important, it's still important, but you get it. Thomas McConvey. I think he won one last year as well. But 5 goals, 2 assists, 2 Lucies in Calgary was good enough for McConvey to get there. You guys know I value goals the most. I love cost turnovers. I love block shots. But goals and primary assists, and Thomas McConvey with 5 goals, that'll do, buddy. That'll do. Doug Jameson. That's a great picture, by the way. I found 46 saves on like 52 shots on goal. Math equals 88.4 save percentage. Doug Jameson, shout out to you. Hopefully it wasn't too late. Hopefully Albany can make a run. I think it's better for the league. And the 1st star, I had Wesley Berg last week, and that worked for the NLL Player of the Week. This week I got Brett Dobson, 55 saves, 84.6 save percentage, and 1 caused turnover. Oh, the goalie doing some defensive work there. Kai the goalie, shout out to you. What a performance by Brett Dobson, your trainer. That's actually really awesome that happened. Big win in Toronto /Mississauga/Toronto Rock, who are trying to get rid of Nick Rose. Anyways, I don't know if that's true or not. It just sounds good. Listen, we appreciate you all once again for tuning into the show and engaging. Again, the comments are great. It's never a problem to have too much comments. Like, I love it. Reminder to follow us on social media at Daily Dive LAX and watch every day on 12 Ounce Sports on the 12 Ounce Sports YouTube channel. You can find our shop via the link tree in our bios or by going to dailydivelax.creator-spring.com. I put those prices as low as I can so you can get your Diving Man or Daily Dive logo for the best price. I truly mean that. Yeah, thanks again, folks, for our support, as always. Reminder, those of you who watched today's show, you're the bread, you're the butter, you're the... She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. To my Nick Rose. For all of our guests, like tomorrow, I won't announce them yet because just in case something happens, but I know Wednesday I can say we got report cards, mid-season report cards with Adam Levy for the 2nd year in a row. That's going to be fun. Cannot wait to see how he and myself grade NLL teams to this point in the season. But for all the guests like Adam and Pat every Friday, like more to come and more in the past, thank you all for joining this show, sharing your audience and platform with us, giving us validity team relevance. I'm your host, Mal Carvalho, saying we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 12 Ounce Sports on YouTube. This has been Daily Dive. Have a great day, guys.
Thanks for watching Daily Dive. See you next time.